All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk about Cleanspark, stock ticker CLSK. Cleanspark did their monthly operational update. They issued that today. So I want to go through that report. I want to update you on what Cleanspark is doing, and I want to talk to you guys about why this stuff matters. So we talk about Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners all the time on this channel. If that is content that you're interested in, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Also, I have a big video coming out this weekend on the Ethereum merge and another one coming out on a big Bitcoin miner comparison. So remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss those videos. Okay, so let's stay focused on Cleanspark here. So you'll see right now, Cleanspark, it's in the middle of the trading day today on Friday, September 2nd. Cleanspark put out their operational update this morning for the month of August. So at the moment, they're up about 4%. So we'll see where the day ends. It's been a volatile day already, but that puts them at a market cap of $200 million. So Cleanspark is down drastically over the last 8 or 9 months, as are obviously most of the Bitcoin miners. But I just want to put it in perspective. If we look at their market cap over the last 1 year, you'll see that this peaked at around $900 million in October. It fell way down, but as recently as April of 2022, this was at $550 million. So it's now at $200 million. So even since April, this market cap is down dramatically. The stock price is down accordingly. So we will look at the charts later, but I just want to put that in perspective. This is still a company that is beaten down very, very near its all-time lows still at this point. Okay, so let's go right to the monthly update. You'll see September 2nd, 2022, that's today. Cleanspark releases August 2022 Bitcoin mining update. Company hash rate exceeds 3.4 exahash per second, up 19% from July 2022. They mined 395 Bitcoin for the month. So 395 Bitcoin in the month of August, that is a new all-time record for them. I want to just talk about that 3.4 exahash for a second. I'm going to show you a press release that they put out just 3 days ago. Okay, so this is August 30th. Cleanspark's hash rate exceeds 3 exahash following summer of acquisitions. So they just crossed 3 exahash for the vast majority, almost the entire month of August. They were working at a hash rate of about 2.9 exahash per second. They got that up to 3 just before the end of the month, and obviously they were able to get a big piece online right after that. So now, back to this month's release, it's the very beginning of September, and they're up to 3.4 exahash. So that's a big improvement. Now remember, there was a big increase in the difficulty level, but the improvement in their exahash just in the last 3 or 4 days exceeds the increase in the difficulty level for Bitcoin mining. So they are poised to break 400 Bitcoin mined in the month of September, which would be their new record. So I'm setting that now as my expectation here at the very beginning of the month of September. When we look at the September update a month from now, I'm expecting it to be north of 400 Bitcoin, possibly like 415 or 420 Bitcoin. So we'll see how they measure up against that. That is not the company saying that. That's me saying that, just looking at this update and doing the math. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so quote, "We set out at the beginning of the year to become a top 5 publicly traded Bitcoin mining company, and with our outstanding operational performance in 2022, we can say we are now firmly in that category." So I'm going to show you something. They did early in the year come out and update their investor presentation, and they talked about the fact that it was their goal to be a top 5 Bitcoin miner. At the time, they were not a top 5 Bitcoin miner. I would say there was about 14 companies that were vying for the top 5 spots. Well, I do think it's a fair statement at this point to say Cleanspark right now has solidified themselves in the top 5. So obviously that could change over time, but they have big growth plans ahead. And at 395 Bitcoin mined in the month of August, that will definitely put them in the top 5, probably number 4 for the month. So they've made massive strides and massive progress. So they are sticking to their plan. And again, the hard part of their plan is over the next year, they intend to grow even significantly more than that. They're talking about being at 22 exahash by the end of the year 2023. So I'm not going to dig into that in this video. I want to more go through their update and talk about what's going on right now. But just so you know, that is their goal. So here they say our hash rate has tripled over the last year. We are on a trajectory to nearly double that in less than half the time it took to get from 1 exahash to 3 exahash. So That's a triple. They're going to double that again. And they, again, as I talked about, have plans to do even more than that. Okay, so if we look at their summary, Bitcoin mining and operations update unaudited. Bitcoin mined in August, 395. That's up 109% year over year. It's up month over month. Last month was their all-time record at, I believe, 384. So they beat that this month with 395. And now they're poised to do much better than that. They've added a significant amount of exahash really in the last week. Calendar year to date, Bitcoin mined 2,642. That puts them in the top 5 in that category. 395 Bitcoin mined in the month of August. They'll be in the top 5 in that category. Total Bitcoin holdings as of August 31st, 526. This company does not hodl. That is not their strategy, so they will not be a top 5 hodler of Bitcoin, and that is never their plan. They use their Bitcoin to facilitate this massive growth that they're undergoing. Total Bitcoin converted for operations and growth in August, 388. So that's 9% less than they had to use in July. So they used 388, they mined 395, so they did net a little bit of an increase in the balance, but that's not their overall goal. Current deployed fleet of over 36,800 latest generation Bitcoin miners with a hash rate of 3.4 exahash per second, up 19% from July 2022 and 331% from August of 2021, so that's year over year. So you can see they have stuck to this very fast-paced growth plan of theirs. And they were really one of the first ones, if not the first, to switch from a hodling strategy to selling their Bitcoin on a monthly basis and using it to grow their operations. That strategy turned out to work out in their favor in a very, very big way because essentially they got to dollar cost average out of Bitcoin from its peak at 69,000 versus a lot of other companies which held onto their Bitcoin and unfortunately were forced to sell them at or near what I think is the bottom, at around $20,000. We did flash crash down to $17,500. Okay, Washington, Georgia site update. Technical crews in Washington have worked around the clock to bring miners online. Since closing in late August, there are now over 6,000 miners online out of the over 10,000 miners that are on site. The company expects to energize the remaining next week. So September should be a very interesting month. Looking forward to next month's update, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, I'm just going to show you a page from their investor presentation. So this is their August investor presentation, but they added this page much, much earlier in the year. And when they did so they said vision, top 5 North American Bitcoin miner. And I will tell you, very early in the year 2022, I thought that was a very ambitious goal. I thought it was going to be very difficult for them to accomplish that. But as we're sitting here now with the August update, they are currently a top 5 miner by almost any measure that you want to use right now. And it looks like they've got the growth trajectory to continue. So for me, this is a position that I hold, just to let you guys know, and I have increased this position. I'm very impressed with these results. So again, this is not financial advice. I'm not recommending that you guys buy Cleanspark. You need to do your own due diligence. I'm just trying to let you know a couple of things. Number one, I'm trying to give you an update on what happened and what they're planning. And number two, I like to let you guys know, if this is one of my conviction plays, I'd like to let you guys know what I'm doing. But obviously, you need to do your own due diligence and make up your own mind as to which stocks, which of the Bitcoin miners, if any, you want to hold. Because you'll see later when we look at the charts, these are exceptionally volatile stocks. Okay, this is another slide from their latest and greatest investor presentation. This is the last one I want to show you. In July, they mined 384 Bitcoin. That was their all-time record by far. They beat that in August with 395. And again, by my math, they are poised, even with the increase in difficulty level, to beat that by a pretty healthy margin in September. This dark blue shaded area is their growth trajectory from an exahash position. They just reported they're at 3.4 exahash as of today, and this spot right here is December. So at December 31st, they have a connotation here that they're looking to be at 5 exahash. I won't say easy, but that looks like a very realistic target. They may actually end up beating that. And then you'll see things really go parabolic. They're looking in the next year from there, they're looking to get to 22.4 exahash. So to me, this is going to be the interesting part. We'll have to worry about this in the future, but for the time being, this is a very healthy looking chart. Their exahash has grown accordingly. Their Bitcoin mined is growing on a month-by-month basis. So operationally, these guys continue to excel, in my opinion. So there's 2 or 3 miners that have really consistently put out excellent monthly operational reports. From my perspective, I did a video on one of them yesterday, which was Bitfarms, and today I'm doing CleanSpark. They are the first 2 to report, and I think that's no coincidence. So despite all of this good news and despite their excellence in operations from my perspective, their stock remains extremely oversold in my opinion, and again, very near their 52-week low. We're going to go look at the charts next. Okay, I'm going to start a little bit zoomed out. This is CleanSpark on the 1-day time frame. And this goes all the way back to their November highs. In the beginning of 2021, they got caught up in this small cap high growth whirlwind where stocks went to very, very overinflated numbers. These guys traded somewhere around $40 a share. I'm not even looking at that. That did not make sense at the time. Okay, so if we look at their performance from their November highs until now, they're down around 70% off of their November highs. So I just want to give a couple of price targets in my opinion. And again, all of this is going to depend on the health of Bitcoin. So we're really at a bit of a crossroads. Some people think we're bottoming out and turning around. Other people think we still have a bunch left to go, a lot more pain ahead. So the first price target I have is just to get back to where they were 1 month ago. That would be a 62% increase in the price of their stock. So to me, if Bitcoin gets healthy in the next 30, 60, 90 days, I think that's an extremely realistic price target. Now, if Bitcoin continues to struggle and go sideways or start to set lower lows, obviously it's unlikely CleanSpark is going to start to hit new highs at that point. So that would just extend my period of time. I am bullish on Bitcoin. I do think that sometime in the next 12 months and sooner than later, Bitcoin will start to get healthy again. So I do believe these are realistic, even if you want to call them 1-year price targets. But again, this is not financial advice. You guys have to decide. I'm giving you a few of the benchmarks that I'm looking at. So if they get from where they're trading right now back to where they were trading at the beginning of May of 2022, that would be an 85% increase in the price of their stock. And I'm just going to look at one more. Bitcoin did run up to 48,000 at its peak at the end of March of 2022. So that was a really nice relief rally. So we're nowhere near that right now. However, CleanSpark is a much bigger company than it was back then. So, in my opinion, if Bitcoin can get healthy and get back into the $35,000 range, CleanSpark was trading at around $14 in March of this year. So it is not unreasonable to think that even if you call that a 1 or 2 year price target, I don't think that's unreasonable. And that would be a 230% increase in the price of their stock. So again, I'll just leave you on this note. These are extremely volatile stocks. You can see from looking at the charts we just looked at, the swings are wild in here. So everybody, please be careful. Do your own due diligence. So that's what I got for you on CleanSpark. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell and smash the like button. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.